It's Alphamar coming to you live with another episode of My First Garden. It is a lovely, right late summer, right in the beginning of fall afternoon. It's late September here in Prince George's County, Maryland. And let me show you guys what the garden looks like now. So we'll do a quick sweep and show you, and then we'll come back and give you some details on everything that you are seeing in this suite. So as you can see, greenery is now turning into a yellowish, light greenish tone hint. A lot of these used to be collards, well still are. You see there's still collards growing, but you see we a bug infestation that came along and just ate up everything. And I came out and I sprayed with the neem, because the neem, the bugs don't like the scent of the neem. That kind of deters them, takes them off their track for food. And so that works well. This is the neem oil. Okay, you can get this at any of your local nurseries. Okay, and so you just spray that once a week, and that'll alleviate this from taking place in your garden. But the beautiful thing about nature is that it'll regrow itself. It'll reproduce and repopulate. So as you can see, at one time, this whole thing was nothing but stem, and now you have collard greens growing back. Okay, so I'm going to be spraying again today. And kale, same concept. Kale is looking nice and fresh and good. And as you can see, kale still grows really good in the fall season. So your greens, your potatoes, your yams, uh, cabbage, radishes. Those are also vegetables that do good in the fall harvest. So come on along, I'll show you some other things. My beautiful sunflowers, look at them now. They're brown and they're withered, and I still have a few left. But it's the change of season. So hence the change of season brings new life. And before new life can come about, there has to be a mortar, what they call it, rigor mortis process. This was my big sunflower, and it is now no more. But like I say, this is my first garden, so I just am excited about the new possibilities. Come on down, I'll show you what's going on the tomato plant. We had a whole lot of them that I did not harvest, as you can see. And these are some of the things you don't want to do, family. You don't want to just let your tomatoes drop and rot to the ground and things like that. I just off track with this garden. I started off in a frenzy and excited, and I was in here every day and cultivating, and then after a while it's just like, oh gosh, it became a task. But don't do as I did. I'm showing you things that worked for me, and I'm showing you other things that you should not do. Okay, so but we still have tomatoes growing. Okay, um here my cherry tomato plant is still producing as well. As you can see, these bright, plump, red. I'll pluck them here. I'll take them from the stem so you can see. You have one that's really ripe and really good, and one that's not. And so I still have a whole lot of buds on the tomato plant. Now, what these will do in the coming weeks, I have no idea. I have no clue. So, it remains to be seen what's going to happen with these tomatoes. But I will come and pluck all the red ones that are ripe and ready to eat. These used to be my corn stalks. I pulled them all up. I have all kind of weeds growing out here that I got to come and pull and get out, and cultivate just the soil and get it prepared for the winter season. So the corn did produce, and once that was done, I just pulled them all up to watermelons. So my watermelons did grow. My theory is they needed additional space, and this just is not a box conducive to grow watermelons in. So they really need a lot of elbow room watermelons. So the ones that I have been growing, as you can see, are growing fairly small. Look at this one. I've just left it alone. It's sitting here. It's been this same size for about a month now. So I don't know. I would guess that it's not going to grow anymore, maybe because of the time of the year it is. I don't know. Again, I reiterate, my first gardening. I'm learning as I go, and I'm taking you guys along with me on the journey. This was my best producing plant. It's the operative word. It was my squash. And now it's just as good as done. I don't even see the leaves have all withered. And this thing used to stand 5 feet tall, and really big and beautiful, and a whole lot of squash. And it produced for me. It produced a lot of yellow squash, big yellow squash. So I'm grateful. I'm thankful it did what it was designed to do, and it has gone on to pasture. So that was uh, squash. But check out the peppers. Look at the bell peppers. They are growing really nicely. I have one here. Here's another one down here. Can y'all see that? Yeah. So the peppers are growing really nicely. So these are all the pepper trees, and I see a few more buds growing. They're really tiny, but I see them spiking out. Um, okay, and then the cucumbers. That was another plant that produced for me very well here in the raised garden bed. And check it out. Now, we're all the way here in the beginning. Look at this. This is a cucumber. Now, the cucumber plant started all the way back in the back. That's where it began. It had, it was inception, was right up against that railing here. Now you find cucumbers all the way here. Look how far it grew. The vine grew all the way to the front of the raised garden bed. And this bed is about, 5, 6 feet wide. So yeah, nature just has a mind of its own, and it does its own thing. And you know so yeah. So the herb garden is doing spectacular. Everything there is still growing and green and edible. I don't know what it's going to do in the wintertime either, but we shall see. I'll come to you later and show you guys another video later on in the season, to show you guys what's going on with that. But I'm going to pull all the things here that's no longer producing, and just get the ground really comfortable and ready for the winter season. And I already have seedlings that I am preparing for a few things for this winter, and some other things in the spring of 2021. So stay tuned. So my first garden part 2 will be coming up soon. Thank you guys, family. I appreciate you guys checking in, and take care of each other out there. Peace.